Hi Loomers, it's Michelle from Rainbow Loom, and today we'll be learning how to make this Bow Charm Bracelet using the Mega Mighty Loom. The charm itself was created by the Rainbow Loom design team, and I would consider this an intermediate level design. The original instructions were in the Loom Your Life kit available at Target stores, where you can make keychains instead, but I do like this version better because I think the bow is held more securely since it is a bit on the heavier side and needs a little more support to stay upright. If you want to make this green ribbon bracelet here with me, then keep on watching. Let's go over the materials needed. Today, everything that I am using is from the Loom Lab kit available at Michael's stores in the US and Canada. I will be using the Mega Mighty Loom. This design is 5 pegs wide and 13 to 14 pegs long. You will also need a hook, and I am using the metal hook that comes in the Loom Lab kit. I will be using 2 C-clips today. You can use 1, but I feel like 2 is more secure. And lastly, you will need some bands, and it was hard to choose which colors I wanted because there were so many combinations that I could have done, but the colors I ended up choosing are green and teal. And again, these are from the Loom Lab kit available at Michael's stores. As for the band count, you will need 44 border color bands, which are black here, and between 32 to 44 bands for the inner part of the bow, which is maroon. There is a part where you can use double bands, but I don't think it's necessary. For the part that goes around your wrist, I used around 42 bands. In total, that is 118 to 130 bands. Let's get started placing down our bands. First, make sure that your loom is oriented correctly. The peg should make a U shape, and you can see at the bottom of your loom that there's an arrow with a 1 by it and an icon of some bands, which tells us that we will place bands starting from this side. The first color we will place down is the border of the bow, which in this bracelet is black. I will be using teal for my border. We will first place down a vertical band in the middle of our loom for the slip knot. Then we will place 2 bands on each side going to the left. And then going out to the right. Using the border color again, we will place 4 bands going straight up on both sides of our bow. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we can do this to the right side. We will switch to whatever you want the inner color of the bow to be. On both of these pegs here, we will place 5 bands going straight up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now onto the other side. In the center here, you have the option of using double bands, where you place 2 bands between the pegs instead of 1, or you can continue to use single bands. This bracelet here was made using double bands in the center, and you can see that it's a little more dense in the center. On this bracelet, I use single bands, and you can see the tie bands in the center a little more. It's up to you what you want to do, but I will continue to use single bands for the center. In the center, we will place 6 bands down, or 12 if you're using double bands. Now we will switch back to our border band and close off this side of the bow. If you use double bands, you can switch back to single bands. Place 2 bands per side going to the center of our bow. I'm doing the left side first and then doing the right side. We are finished with half of our bow, and we will do basically the same to the other side. Place 2 bands from the center going to the left side of our bow, and 2 bands going to the right side of our bow. On the 2 far sides here, we will place 4 bands going straight forward. Then on these 2 columns, we will place 5 bands going straight forward using the color that you want for the inner part of the bow. In the middle here, you can either continue to use single bands, or you can switch to double bands and place 6 sets of bands down. Now let's close off the top of our bow, and if you previously used double bands, you can switch back to single bands. So place 2 bands per side going to the middle. I'm doing the left side first before the right side. On the topmost peg, we will place down a double loop cap band using the border color. To do that, we're going to take a single band in your border color, and I'm twisting it once on the back of my hook so that there are 2 loops of the band. Then you can insert the back of your hook into this peg here, and then slide your cap band onto the peg. I'm turning my loom to the side a bit so that you can see this a little bit better. And the last thing we have to do now is add our tie bands on. These bands hold your creation together, but we don't directly loom it with our hooks. For all of the tie bands, I will be using my border color. The first 2 we will place down are double loop tie bands. I'm taking a single band, and you can place it on the front or back of your hook. I am using the tip of my hook. I'm twisting the band once so that there are 2 loops of the band. Grab the 2 layers of the band and place it in a triangle shape at the top of your bow like this. We will do the same to the bottom of the bow as well. Take a single band and twist it once so that there are 2 loops of the band. Then place it on these pegs here in a triangle shape like so. Now we will add 6 horizontal tie bands to keep the middle of our bow together. So come to the first peg on the side here, and then go 1 down. We will place our tie band stretching horizontally across to the other side. Then go down another peg and do the same thing. And go another peg down, and we will do this one more time on this side. Now we will do the same to the bottom. So find the first peg on the side, then go 1 down. We will stretch a single band across to the other side. Do the same to the peg below. And do this one more time right below. We have finished placing down all of the bands, and I'm going to really quickly push some of these bands down so that I have more room when looming the bands next. I'm just using the back of my hooks in between the pegs to push down the bands. Now we can flip our loom around 180 degrees and start looming our creation and weaving the bands together. Before looming, make sure that your loom is oriented correctly with the pins making a lowercase n shape, and there should be an arrow with the number 2 and an icon of a hook nearby. That's how you know that you are looming from the correct side. We will first loom these border bands at the bottom here, starting from the center where our cap band is. We will loom the left side first before looming the right side. Stick your hook into the peg, pull back on the 2 loops of the cap band, and grab the 3rd band from the bottom. Bring it back to its other half, which should be to the left. The next band we will loom is this one. Stick your hook into the peg, pull back on the other band we have already loomed, and grab the next band down, which should be the 2nd from the bottom. Loom that band back to itself. Now we will go back to the center and do the same to the right side, starting with this band. Stick your hook into the peg, pull back on the bands, grab the 2nd from the bottom, and loom it to itself. Then we will loom this band from inside the peg. Now we will loom these vertical bands upward until we reach the angled bands again. I'm going to start on the left and loom these 4 bands forward. You should be grabbing the bottommost band from inside the peg, and remember to ignore the horizontal tie bands. That was the first column, and now we can work on the next one, which has 5 vertical bands. If you place double bands for the center here, you will loom 2 bands at once instead of 1 band. Now we can work on the 4th column and loom these 5 vertical bands forward. And then on the last column, we can loom the 4 bands here. Now we can loom these angled bands. We will start on the left and loom these 2 bands going to the middle. Stick your hook into the peg, grab the bottom band and bring it to the right. Then do the same to the band next to it. We can do the same starting on the right side. Loom these 2 bands over to the left. We have finished looming 1/2 of our bow, and we will do basically the same to the other half. This part here might be a little tricky since there are a lot of bands on this peg, so make sure you're grabbing the correct one. We will be looming the left side here, starting from the center of the bow. I'd recommend looking at this from the side to make sure that you're grabbing the right band. This is the 3rd from the bottom, and we can loom it back to itself. This band here is the 2nd to last on the peg, and loom it back to itself. Then we can do the same to the right side. Loom the 2nd to last bands on the pegs, and bring them back to themselves. Let's loom all of these vertical bands forward until we reach the angled bands again, making sure not to skip around within a column. Also remember to continue ignoring the tie bands. I'm going to stick my hook into the peg and just loom the bottom band forward. I will speed this up a little bit since I think you're probably an expert at looming bands straight forward by now. We're almost done. Let's work on looming the angled bands. Starting on the left, loom these 2 bands to the center. They should be the bottommost bands on the pegs. Now we can do the same to the right side. The last band we're going to loom is this vertical one. We will loom it forward. Then we will turn this band into a slip knot. From the side, we can see that there are 2 loops of the band. Take the bottom loop and pull it off the peg like this. With the remaining loop, tighten the slip knot carefully. When we take our creation off the loom, we will tighten the slip knot one more time to make sure that it's secure. Since we have finished looming, let's carefully take our creation off the loom. I am using my hook to do this. I'm giving the bow a little stretch and gently pulling on the slip knot one more time to further secure it. One side of our bow has the slip knot and the other side has the cap band. Stick your hook through both loops of the cap band, grab the slip knot, and pull it through the cap band. We can tie the cap band loop around the center of our bow, similar to how we would tie someone's hair. Pull it over the center, twist, and pull it over the center one more time. If you want the center part to be thicker, you can tie another band on. If you want to turn your bow into a bracelet like this, then continue watching. I am turning the bow to the back side. Stick your hook into the middle 2 loops on the back of one side and pull 2 bands through those 2 loops. Hold the bands firmly and place both loops onto 2 pegs of your loom. Now we can start our fishtail extension. On our pegs, there should just be 2 bands on. Make sure that these bands do not overlap. We're just going to place a single band on top, then loom the bottom band on both of the pegs. After looming the band, remember to push down. Again, place a single band on top, then loom the bottom band on both pegs. Continue placing a single band on top and looming the bottom band until your bracelet is long enough to go halfway around your wrist. Then we can do this again for the other side of our bracelet. I will do the rest off camera. I'm back and I have already connected the other side of my extension on. To finish the fishtail extension, just place one last band on top, then loom the bottom 2 bands on each side. Now we can place our C-clip on, and I'm actually going to move both loops to one peg to make this easier. Scoop up both loops on the peg using the C-clip. I have 2 C-clips on just to make my bracelet more secure. I like to take one of the C-clips, making sure that the opening faces down, and connect it to the other side. Using the other C-clip, make sure that the opening faces up, and then connect it to the other side. Now you can see that we have 2 C-clips facing opposite directions that will keep our bracelet more secure and prevent the bands from falling off. And now your bracelet is complete. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial on how to create this bow charm bracelet using the Mega Mighty Looms available in the Loom Lab kit at Michaels. If you make this, please tag us at official_Rainbow Loom and use the hashtag Rainbow Loom so that we can see your creations on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We also host weekly giveaways on our Instagram called our Loom Star of the Week contest, where you can win some fun prizes, so be sure to follow us there. In the description box below, you can find where to purchase your own Rainbow Loom products. We have so many kits available, and there's honestly something for everyone. We are also selling some Rainbow Loom products on our TikTok shop, so if you're in the US, check out our store, which has some exclusive bundles and deals that you can't find anywhere else. And again, thanks for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.